Right now, as you watch this video, invisible battles are raging across digital battlefields you'll never see. Hackers probing critical infrastructure, nation-states infiltrating networks, and standing between chaos and order is America's most secretive military command. Welcome to U.S. Cyber Command, where warfare happens at the speed of light and a single keystroke can be more powerful than a battalion of tanks. Created in 2009 and elevated to full combatant command status in 2018, U.S. Cyber Command, or CYBERCOM, is headquartered at Fort Meade, Maryland. But here's what makes it different from every other military branch. Its battlefield has no borders, no terrain, and exists entirely in ones and zeros. CYBERCOM's mission? 3 critical objectives. First, defend Department of Defense networks from attack. We're talking about protecting 15,000 networks and 7 million computers that run everything from payroll systems to nuclear command and control. Second, provide cyber support to combatant commanders. When troops are deployed anywhere in the world, CYBERCOM ensures they have digital superiority. Third, and here's where it gets interesting, conduct offensive cyber operations when directed. This is where the gloves come off. The command employs over 6,000 military, civilian, and contractor personnel. These aren't your typical soldiers. They're hackers, cryptologists, network engineers, and intelligence analysts. The modern warriors fighting wars most Americans will never know happened. To understand what CYBERCOM does, you need to understand what cyber warfare actually looks like. Forget Hollywood's glowing keyboards and I'm in moments. Real cyber operations are patient, methodical, and terrifyingly sophisticated. Imagine this. A hostile nation wants to disable America's power grid. They don't just attack, they infiltrate months or even years in advance. They plant malware that sits dormant, waiting. They map every system, every vulnerability, every backup. And then, when the moment is right, they flip the switch. CYBERCOM's job is to find those threats before they activate, to hunt adversaries hiding in friendly networks, to maintain what they call persistent engagement, constantly operating in gray zones where traditional warfare doesn't apply. On defense, they monitor billions of data packets per day, looking for anomalies. On offense, that's where things get classified. But we know they've disrupted terrorist communications, degraded enemy command networks, and conducted operations that have literally changed the course of conflicts, all without firing a single shot. CYBERCOM doesn't work alone. It commands 133 teams organized into a structure that mirrors traditional military organization, but operates like nothing you've seen before. The Cyber Mission Force consists of 3 main components. Cyber National Mission Teams. These defenders protect critical U.S. infrastructure, power plants, water systems, financial networks. They're the last line of defense against catastrophic attacks. Cyber Combat Mission Teams. These are the offensive specialists embedded with traditional military commands, providing cyber firepower to ongoing operations. Cyber Protection Teams. They defend the DoD's own networks, constantly battling against intrusions from China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and criminal organizations. Each military branch contributes forces. U.S. Army Cyber Command, the largest component. U.S. Fleet Cyber Command for naval operations. 24th Air Force for air domain cyber warriors. And U.S. Marine Corps Forces Cyberspace Command for expeditionary cyber capabilities. And here's the kicker. CYBERCOM shares its commander with the National Security Agency. Same person, 2 hats, double the capability. This dual hatting provides seamless integration between intelligence collection and military action. So what has CYBERCOM actually done? Most operations remain classified, but a few have emerged into public knowledge, and they're stunning. Operation Glowing Symphony, conducted from 2016 to 2017, saw CYBERCOM wage a multi-year campaign against ISIS, disrupting their propaganda machine, degrading their communication networks, and interfering with their ability to recruit, fundraise, and coordinate attacks. They literally deleted the terrorist group's online presence, over and over again. During the 2018 midterm elections, CYBERCOM took unprecedented action, directly targeting Russian operatives attempting to interfere with U.S. elections. They knocked the Internet Research Agency, Russia's troll farm, offline during the voting period. A clear message: we see you and we can touch you. In 2020, as the pandemic created chaos, CYBERCOM ramped up operations against ransomware groups targeting hospitals and critical infrastructure, conducting what they call hunt-forward operations, deploying teams to partner nations to find threats before they reach U.S. networks. And these are just the ones we know about. The most successful cyber operations are the ones you never hear about. Threats neutralized before they materialize, adversaries deterred by capabilities they can only guess at. Who is CYBERCOM fighting? The threat landscape is vast and sophisticated. China, the most persistent threat. Chinese state-sponsored hackers conduct massive intellectual property theft, stealing billions in trade secrets, defense technology, and research. They're patient, well-resourced, and embedded deep in U.S. networks. Russia, the most aggressive. Russian cyber operations have targeted everything from power grids to election systems. They're bold, sometimes reckless, and willing to cause real-world damage to make political points. Iran, increasingly capable, particularly in destructive attacks. Iranian hackers have targeted financial institutions, energy companies, and even attempted to hack into a dam control system in New York. North Korea. Don't underestimate them. North Korean cyber operations have stolen hundreds of millions in cryptocurrency, conducted the Sony Pictures hack, and deployed the WannaCry ransomware that affected hundreds of thousands of computers worldwide. But it's not just nation-states. Criminal ransomware gangs, hacktivist groups, and terrorist organizations all operate in the same digital space. The battlefield is crowded, chaotic, and constantly evolving. Operating in cyberspace creates unprecedented challenges. Traditional laws of war don't easily translate to the digital realm. When is a cyber intrusion an act of war? If CYBERCOM discovers malware in U.S. infrastructure planted by another nation, can they strike back without congressional authorization? What about collateral damage when operations can cascade through global networks? There's also the speed problem. Cyber threats move in milliseconds. Waiting for approval through traditional chains of command could mean the difference between stopping an attack and national catastrophe. CYBERCOM has been granted new authorities for defend-forward operations, but these raise important questions about oversight and accountability. Privacy advocates worry about mission creep, the blurring of lines between foreign operations and domestic surveillance. And there's the talent problem. CYBERCOM competes with Silicon Valley for the world's best hackers, often losing to companies that pay triple the salary and don't require security clearances. The future of cyber warfare is arriving faster than most people realize. Artificial intelligence. Both sides are integrating AI into cyber operations. Automated threat detection, adaptive malware, AI versus AI battles happening too fast for human intervention. Quantum computing. When quantum computers mature, they could break current encryption in minutes. CYBERCOM is racing to develop quantum-resistant systems before adversaries develop quantum attack capabilities. 5G and the Internet of Things. Billions of connected devices, from smart homes to autonomous vehicles, create billions of potential vulnerabilities. The attack surface is exploding. CYBERCOM is also expanding its hunt-forward strategy, embedding teams with allies worldwide to find threats at the source. They're building partnerships, sharing intelligence, and creating a coalition approach to cyber defense. The goal? Persistent engagement, making it so costly and difficult for adversaries to operate in cyberspace that they're deterred before they even start. U.S. Cyber Command operates in shadows most Americans never see, fighting battles that don't make headlines until they're already won or catastrophically lost. They're the silent shield protecting our increasingly digital world. The invisible warriors standing between you and chaos. Their motto says it all: secure, defend, dominate. In cyberspace, there's no second place, and CYBERCOM intends to remain first. If this opened your eyes to the invisible war being fought right now, hit that subscribe button. More stories about the military operations and technologies shaping our world coming soon. Stay curious, stay secure.